I'm very honored to be here. Normally, you wouldn't give a preface to a year, but I think it's better to give 2020 its due. It's given us a bit of a challenge, and we're facing many, many challenges in our modern world. And I think it's only fair that we can turn for answers to age-old wisdom. Taiji Chuan offers that kind of wisdom. So I'm very grateful to be here. If you would like to buy a copy of the book, it is available here today for 650 Rand, and you can talk to our friends in the corner over there. If you'd like to do an EFT, they will have the details, and also cash will also work. For our international viewers out there on Facebook Live and Zoom, hello everybody. It's wonderful to have you join us. Sorry you can't join us for the cocktails, but still, if you would like to get your copy, you can do it at Barnes and Noble. All right, so go online there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have been having a good time. Let's begin the proceedings. Now, this book has taken almost 4 years to get to this very, very exciting place to be able to be launched today. And it is the work predominantly of 3 people. And of course, one of the main proponents of that is this lovely man over here, Leo Meng. Give him a round of applause. I'd just like to point something out right now. Now, Leo is quite a stylish guy, apart from being a general master. But I see, Leo, you kind of dressed to match your book today. So I'm watching you. But yes, Leo is a man of many talents, and this book is a culmination not only of almost 4 years worth of work, but also a lifetime that he has spent dedicated to his practice. And we know him well, and that's the reason why you're with us here today. So, without further ado, we're going to do some thank yous. I'm going to pass the mic over to the one and only Leo Meng. Give him a round of applause.
Thanks, everybody. Good to stand. So, I'm very excited. Just let me do a excitement moment here. Yeah, very excited to have you all here. As David said, it's been a long 4 years, but really satisfying 4 years. So thank you. I'm very honored to see so many of you here, and it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing the turnout during these times. So it's been very challenging times. It kind of feels a bit like I look around at the celebrities and the important people. It feels a bit like the mini Oscars with high-tech and Facebook and cameras and celebs and Zoom. So having said that, I want to thank the Academy. This is a joke. Mixed Martial Arts Academy. Okay, so the first person I'd like to thank is Caroline, who's one of mine. Sorry you can't be here, she's in Ireland. And she, with her tireless effort, Caroline, you are an amazing person. You wrote, you edited, you did a lot of research and some more research. You contacted people overseas. You're just a motivated and professional person in everything that you do. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And then Roel, who is Caroline's hubby, also online, for your video making, your photography, giving up your time, and on the transfer of all the files that we took on video and stills, and tirelessly putting them into the book, rearranging them in good order. So thank you very much, Rob. Then the third person, my other partner, Renee. Renee has relocated to Ireland. To Leiden. She now has a different lifestyle, and she did the design and the layout of the book. The coloring, the colors, the matching colors, the fonts, all the design work. So we've had a lot of meetings back and forth and correcting it again over and over. So I'd like to thank her sincerely from the bottom of my heart, those two people, to make this book what it is. She sent me an email, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Well done. May this be the first of many books to come. The journey you and Caroline have traveled to get to this point has been truly amazing to watch unfold and be inspired by. It is so much more than printed pages in a book. It is about the connections, the experiences, the perseverance, the sharing of knowledge, the insights, the surprises, the passion, the relationships, the diversity, the yin and the yang, the places, from Wudang Mountains of China to Arlington, from South Africa to Ireland and beyond. The laughter, the disappointments, the challenges, the joy, and the reliable gift of change. Every day being able to discover and appreciate something new, now and past. Thank you, Sifu Liu, for the opportunity to explore a few of the roads with you and discover Taiji. Wishing you the purest Taiji energy for the launch on the 14th. Renee, thank you very much. So, the next, I'd like to thank Gavin. Just give me a hand up, Gavin. Gavin there with for his camera work, expertise in camera and lighting when we shot in the studio, probably about 3.5 years ago. Andrew, who couldn't be with us today, his mum's ill, so he's in Durban. And I hope you maybe at least online and seeing. Andrew, thanks a lot for all your readily available advice on the local publishing scene. ABC Printers, Lightning Source in the UK. Talana, hand up there, Talana. From coaching, any kind of planning or advanced management or any coaching, that's the person to speak to. I mean, without you, Talana, we wouldn't have been able to do this. Your superb production, online skills, putting Facebook, Zoom together, your time, your prep, making it happen, calm under pressure. So Tai Chi practice is working. My sister, Patty in Boston, for yet more, there she is, for yet more proofreading on the book, back and forth. Natalie, who is always available to assist wherever she can, from photos to proofreading to checking colors, consistency. Thanks for your love and support. Even though you were doing 10 other things at once, thank you very much. Special thanks for the amazing looking cake. Yeah? It's amazing. Kevin Rodden, for your photography and excellent conversation skills around any subject, never mind just Tai Chi. So, Kevin and Helen, thanks for your support, both of you. And Helen is a graphic designer and now she's a leader. Lily Bowman, Lily, thanks for the great time, camera work and videos today, getting the cameras, getting everything sorted out. So proud of you. Thank you. These are some of the quality students that I have, and I'm proud of their level of commitment to me. So it's deeply appreciated and acknowledged. And you have given yourself, and involved yourself without any expectations. Over 95% of you here are students of mine. So a wholehearted thank you for all of you for being here today. You guys can hear me in the back? Yeah. So a wholehearted thank you for being here. During all my years of teaching, I'm still uncertain who has learned more, you or me. They always say one teaches and two learns. As I always say, without you, right, I wouldn't be here. So thank you to you. Special thanks to Damon, my MC. Where is Damon? Okay. My MC, my friend. I met Damon when he approached me to cast for the movie Super Mama. During the movie, he always checked in on me to see if I was okay. He always tried to get the best out of me, whether it be my lines or my acting or anything. So thank you, Damon. And thanks for the use of your PA and your assistant. Thanks to your wife as well. Thank you very much. Sean and Sky, in the corner. Thanks for giving up your family time to help me out today. I appreciate it. Thanks. A special acknowledgement. There are some Springbok karaters in the house. One of them is my first karate instructor and Springbok, Marcus Wendell. He flew up from Durban, so I'm really honored and grateful for that. I always value you as an instructor and a friend. And I'm fortunate and honored we still keeping in touch. Because you are one of those genuine people with a great heart. Thanks for the tips to the dojo. When I was young, he used to fetch me from my dad's shop and in his green Toyota. Probably was about 6 or 5 or 7, somewhere there. And I'd just like to thank you. Sorry. Thank you for the inspiration and thank you for the training. Sorry, guys. Okay. Thanks to Eddie Johnny for sharing your knowledge and imparting wisdom through the years. It has led to my growth. Yep. To all the overseas Zoomers, thanks for joining us. There are numerous ones from each country. UK, we've got a few. I've got a private student. I've got a friend there. Spain, a couple. Greece, Nick, and a few others. USA, we have a special guest, Ellen. Ellen, thanks for joining us today. Ellen is Chen Wenqing's daughter, Professor Chen Wenqing. As you all know, Chen Wenqing created the Tai Chi form from the 108, from the 108 movements. So he created the short form. He was taught by Yang Chen Fu, which a lot of you also know, looking back at history, one of the great Tai Chi masters. He was expert in 5 excellences, but I think it was more, I think it's, some of them were calligraphy, poetry, painting, philosophy, Taoism, Confucianism, Taoism, Tai Chi, and teaching. So thank you for joining us, all the way from USA. Still on the USA note, Grandmaster Jesse Tao, thanks for being on, and we enjoyed that trip to China. It was an amazing trip. Cultural, Darren Lee, Ken Dan in Wachiru from the US. Thanks for the training. From Australia, a couple of my friends, Jonathan, a couple other friends. From France, with the Weddings. From France, one of my private students as well. From Canada, my friend Roger. From Germany, my friend Ken. From Durban, South Coast, part of my family, Natalie's sisters, and from Cape Town, friends as well. So, to my dad. My dad passed in 2012, and my mum passed today, 4 months and 1 day. So during the time, I managed to show her the book. So she passed from cancer, and it was beautiful. And then we brought her home from hospital, and we had her in our house till the last day. So to you, Mom. Last but not least, Service Station for having us. Again, to all of you, my extended Tachi family, enjoy the rest of the evening. Sorry about the tears. It's been a long and emotional road. I thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. So, yes, just so that you do know, we have copies of the book for sale today, and we also have a draw. So, if you buy 2 books, we go into a draw, and around about the 26th of November, we are going to select a winner, and that lucky winner will get 4 private classes with Leo for free. So that's quite exciting. We're now going to go on to a little bit of an interview. We're going to find out more about Leo Meng. This is very exciting because we all know him, but there's always like questions that we need answered. When did you start with this? What is your favorite color? What do you watch on Netflix? Things like this. Except, of course, I'm leaving the more erudite questions to this man over here. So I'd like to introduce Kevin Rudden, who's a photographer and coach. So here we go. Round of applause, please.
Thank you, and welcome everyone. I think we're going to give Leo a little bit of a break, put himself back together. Thank you, after a beautiful introduction. And Caroline, we're going to have some questions for you as the publisher of the book.
All right. Gosh, well, we never intended to write a book. I was taking some time out to do a few of the things that I wanted to do for my life rather than my living. And one of them was to become a little bit good at Tai Chi. Seeing as I've been with Leo for 15 years and I really wasn't very good. Because I don't learn by following, I learn by writing. So we arranged some private lessons and met in a park once a week. And I had to ask Leo to explain to me what every move that he did was and where it originated and what direction it was in. And I wrote all of this down because I couldn't really remember it and I wanted to practice when I got home. And after about a month of this, and I had lots of notes, and I started writing them up when I got home, and then I'd go back the next week and I'd check what I'd actually done, what I'd written, and Leo would correct me, and I would show him again. And after about a month of this, he says, you know, you could write a book on this. So I said, right. And that's kind of how it started. So it really is a documenting of my journey in learning Tai Chi, not only the short form, the Yang short form, but the other 3 forms that Leo teaches beside. And it's
shows, Caroline, in the book is, if I may, that really shows in the book is the fact that it's kind of a really, I mean, in many books out there on Tai Chi, and very few I find that are any good at helping you understand what it is and how to do it. So I think your experience of translating your own learning into a book that will help others has really shown. And so your background was more of you've written a few novels, yeah?
My background, I beg your pardon?
You wrote novels, I believe?
No, actually, my background is business. I'm an accountant by trade, and then I did an MBA. But my underlying great love has always been writing, and over the years, part-time, I've done many courses, and I wrote a novel on Africa, actually. And I've always dabbled in writing. So writing has been my great love, but not my living. So I've had a lot of practice. So when the Tai Chi book came along, the writing wasn't so hard.
Great. So take us through the process, because it has been pretty much close to 4 years. And, you know, to the uninitiated who've never published a book before.
No.
An extraordinarily long time. So just take us briefly through the journey.
I beg your pardon?
Take us briefly through the journey of getting a book to this point where it is finally published.
Oh, okay. Yes, the journey. Well, you kind of start off with your concept, and then you sort of do your first draft, which is generally awful. And then you relook the draft and you relook the structure. And then you write some more, and then people have a look at it and they give you comment and you change it. You write some more, and then you get a basic draft at the end of the topic. That then gets designed in book form, and that was Renee's task, to do the design of the book form. The artwork, all of the photographs, all have to be collected, put in order. And once you've got a working document, then you start all of your reviews, all of your refinements. So you start cutting words. So your initial book would be probably at least twice as big as your eventual manuscript. Once you've actually whittled it down to the essence of it, then you start your proofreading, and you're re-proofreading, and you're re-looking at structure, and it all gets whittled further and further down until you've just got an essence. Once you've got your essence, then you start looking for a publisher. Now, getting published is not easy. That's why I don't have any books published apart from this one. Typically, the publishing industry currently doesn't take on new writers unless it's a particular type of book. Now, we felt that a Tai Chi do-it-yourself book could be quite popular, but it's just so not worth it to go out into a major publishing house. It's not worth it for the writers. It's not going to make it any less expensive for the readers, because the bulk of the costing is in the print and the distribution cost. So we came to the conclusion that we could do it better ourselves in South Africa, using a local printer and for Leo to distribute, and for the international group, because distribution is quite a big amount of work. It would be better to give that over to a distributor like Lightning Source Ingram's. So we don't print up front, so we don't have massive stock that we have to carry. So we did a print on demand option. And yeah, that's how we decided to go. We discussed it with Andrew. He had some really good ideas and had some very good advice. And so the South African option is absolutely local, and the international option is with the UK, Lightning Source in the UK.
Great, quite a journey.
It's a long journey. It's a long journey. You know, if you write, it's not for the money. It's for the love of it, and for the legacy
It's a labor of love, it truly is. And thanks from all of us and for everyone who's come into contact with doing this.
Well, I really hope, sorry I interrupted you, I really hope that it's a practical, valuable book. I would have liked it to be a lot less expensive, but costs are what costs are, and the majority of it is printing. Yeah, so I hope it helps a lot of people along their Tai Chi journey like it's helped me. So I really think I can do short form now.
We will now put Leo under the spotlight. You've spoken a little bit of your history and how you got, started with martial arts career and your connection with Pickers back in the day. Just give us a little more. Where did the tree start? How did you first develop an interest?
Thanks, Kevin. So when I was about 6, we moved up from Pretoria to Joburg, and my dad had, my mom and my dad had a corner store. My dad had Tai Chi classes at that time. There was a master that came from China, China, and he used to teach the community. My dad and my uncle went to the classes. Sometimes they took me with at night. And I was looking at these strange, slow movements, wondering what and why. On the occasion when my dad got back from training, he said to me, "Come, we're going to do some Tai Chi." So he took me through some of the moves, and I remember some of the moves, and some of the moves I totally forgot. But what I do also remember, he made me standing on Chum Chum, which is, you all know, holding a tree. And it seemed like maybe about 5 hours, but it was probably about 5 minutes. And I would close my eyes, and he said, close your eyes. Close my eyes, and nothing, nothing really transpired. Open, looked up, and he made his eyes closed. So that was my initial introduction. At the age of about 7 or 8 years old, my uncle, who was involved in karate at that time, he said, "Come, we're going to do some practice on karate." So inside the room, we did some karate with basic punches and blocks. That was my initial opening to the anti-hand side. So then came the Bruce Lee era, and everybody was a fan. So everybody went and was obviously knowing a little bit of kick and a block. I wanted to do that. And a friend of mine said, "Why don't you, there's a dojo in Mondial at Sham Pickers' dojo." And we went there, and that was my first actual lesson. So after a number of years of training at home, I used to remember just standing in front of the chair. I was as high as probably the back of the chair, and it came up to my face. So I stood there and I punched, or blocked, or kicked. And sometimes I would kick the chair and get hurt into the dojo. So that's where the interest started, the actual start of formal classes. So by that time it was about 12 or 13. And I went on for about another 18 years with Young Pickers. And then I wanted to explore another side of it, which is more the spiritual side, because at the time, Goju was predominantly, most of the styles were competitive styles. So there weren't many traditional styles, so to speak, where there wasn't too much no competition at all. So that was my introduction to Jiu-Jitsu. And I did that for another about 18, 20 years. Obviously, Sean Biggers was not happy that I was leaving, but he could tell I needed to try and go explore. Also, by the way, I wanted to mention another Springbok that's here, since they're on there. So thanks for being here. And some of my contemporaries here as well that used to help me and teach me and spar with me. So thanks for that. And yeah, that was essentially the start of the journey.
Great, interesting. Yeah. So you went from Gojru to Kovacic. Yeah. The transition then from those two styles, the parallels rather between those two styles, and you mentioned the spiritual aspect. How do you end up being so deeply involved in Tai Chi? What are the parallels?
So, you know, all martial arts have a connection, whether it be especially a spiritual connection, but there's trainings of this. It was trained between Okinawa, China, and Japan, and so there were fusions and mix of knowledge in between. But essentially, Vodou is more of a circular type of style, which suits a lot of Tai Chi as well. And so is Kobujutsu, is more circular style. So the two work well because Tai Chi is about circles. There are straight lines where you need to, but most of it is about encountering force and using the force in such a way that it helps you. Okay. So and I found also similar to Aikido as well, using the person's momentum and force. But the spiritual side, I mean, for me, it was always pretty much spiritual when I entered the dojo, because it was, you know, it was being yourself. It was coming back, always returning, and maybe finding out who this person is. And that's what we want to do essentially through all the martial arts. We want to peel the layers off. We want to find out the essence of the silence that exists. That silence is the true you, okay? The soul, if you want to call it the soul. Yeah, I think that's it.
Great, interesting. So, I mean, you and I have known each other for quite a while, and there's something about the way someone who has done martial arts for a length of time, such as you, shows up in the world. Have you thought about that ever? Have you noticed that your interaction with the world, the way you interface, is not like most other people? So just speak a little bit about that. How has this long history of practicing martial arts at such a high level, how has that impacted how you show up in the world?
Thanks, Kevin. I think you know a lot. I mean, we could talk for another session on this, but so I'm told that I maybe think differently or interact differently with people, and I hope in a good way. But yeah, the other day, someone said to me, so where are you from? And I said, just down the road. And then I felt stupid because obviously you should say, well, where are you from? But so pretty much a simple way of thinking in some ways. And I think we tend to complicate things in life. We tend to sometimes overthink. We tend to overthink things or make things bigger than what they are. And a lot of it is maybe just realizing and understanding about emptying the mind and your body to be able to to be able to grasp something. You know, we also full of ideas and full of energy in the head. So the brain is finding it difficult to sometimes slow down. We can speed up, yes, we can speed up, but we can't slow down. Slow down is a major, and it's a very vital aspect of being still and therefore being in a meditative situation, and therefore reflecting correctly or making correct decisions in life. Okay? And when your head's full of other ideas, it interferes with that. So meditation for everybody in some way or other is very important. Yeah.
Great, thank you, dear. So many people in this room have done or are doing Tai Chi or some other martial arts of some kind. What is it that you would like your students to know about practicing disciplines such as Tai Chi? What is it? I mean, I know I'm asking a very big question in a very short space of time, but if there were just a few things that you would love to see in the students when you see them in class, what would that be?
I'd like them to know nothing and everything. What is inspirational for me is to see my students progressing in whatever it doesn't. When I say progressive, it's not in a linear fashion. It may not happen on a linear fashion. In fact, maybe it shouldn't. It should happen, you know, in different areas of their life. Maybe just a way of thinking, just a way of turning their minds around, physically maybe, grasping techniques. That's a very basic method or way. But further than that, enhancing their daily lives. Because we all want to be better people, better than ourselves. The world at the moment is in such chaos. Humankind is in such big trouble. And that brings me to another area which I want to just cover. The book, on the first page, you'll see at the bottom, Rhino Disharmony, and a name, Matswari. Matswari is a bush camp that myself and Natalie visited. And we got talking to some of the guys and the rangers while we were game guys. And anyway, to cut a long story short, they asked me if I'd like to be an ambassador for Rhino Disharmony, that's Rhino Conservation. And I was like very taken back, and I said, with pleasure, I'd love to do that. So in future, I see that we need those type of retreats, Tai Chi retreats in the bush, where there is nothing, and you can only be by yourself or with nature. It's a very important step to regain, for us to regain. And so I'm very happy to be part of the Rhino Disharmony and to spread that kind of work and that kind of knowledge and with conservation.
Thank you, Liam. Yep. So, I think right now we're going to move upstairs for the demonstration. Yeah?
Sure. So, yeah, we're also going to offer just quickly any Q&A to anybody. So this also extends to our family and our audience online. You can post your questions. You can see. Do we have any questions here in the audience? Don't be shy. Okay, so what we are going to do now, like Kevin said, we're going to move upstairs. We're almost finished with our program. Don't forget, please, we are going to have a book signing as soon as we're done. So if you bought a copy of the book, hang on to it, and Leo will sign it for you after 6 p.m. We are going to have a quick fantastic demo. So I'm going to ask you all to join us. So head on upstairs onto the roof, and we are going to, where are we going to go? Yeah?
Out the back, and then up the stairs, literally on top of where you guys are sitting, right up here.
Great, so take a break and then meet us upstairs, and then join us back downstairs for the book signing. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate it.
Okay, the guys that are wanting to know about the rhino conservation, I'm going to answer your questions either on Facebook or on email. We're heading out now, unfortunately, for the demo. We're a bit pressed on time, but so sorry about that, and I'll get back to you on that. Yeah, thank you.
We're on the roof now, so we're just waiting for Leo. Here he is to do the demo.
So Ellen is still with us. I just want to say to you, the form that I'm doing, I've just done it for this occasion. So it's a combination of the first part of the short form or the yang short form. Then I do some chain movements, and then I'll come back into yang. So it's just essentially for demonstration purposes. So just so that you know that. Everybody, hi, we're just waiting for the lights, which is up here now. With any questions on that, I think you can give me an email on my website or on my Facebook. And for books that are ordered, you can go through the overseas, the guys that are not in South Africa. South African guys can get it from me. The guys overseas, you can order it online from Barnes & Noble. That is working, and it has been orders already. So I think
Your web address?
Web address is www.mingsmartialarts.co.za, and that's Mings, M-I-N-G-S, martial arts is plural, ARTS.co.za. We're about to start, so sorry for that. Please bear with us. Okay, it's quite loud.
Okay, Laurel and Hardy Productions, okay?
the guys that do know, the guys that do understand or have done Tai Chi, it's just a combined form that I did for this exhibition, for this launch. So going from a Yang style, where it's smooth and into, you can see the next section is more martial. It has martial moves, you can see them, it's fast, more aggressive if you want to put it, or it's more explosive, and then ending off back into a Yang style, which is more smooth and so on. Okay, so I'll do one more demo. It's a Broadshore Demo, and then we'll go back downstairs.
I like it.
This one I'm just going to face that way. Just because of space. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for being online. Again, a little bit of demo kind of form. Demo kind of form just for today. But thanks. We'll see you soon. Okay. Cheers. Bye, everyone.
Green. So everyone, hi, that concludes our live broadcast for today. We're going to be signing off now, and Leo's just going to be signing his book. So thank you all for joining us, and do share the replay. It will be on Facebook. And again, yeah, thanks so much. Enjoy your rest of your day.
Thanks, Talana.
Goodbye.
Give her a hug. Give her a hug.